Peace and love, everyone. I'm Noble IsaiahEl, and tonight I will be bringing you your astrology forecast for the week of June 14th until the 20th. And I hope we can help you this week coming up. Got some huge aspects taking place, and I definitely want to make sure that you're prepared. Peace and love, Mother Clarissa, the only one. Good to see you. So I'm definitely going to get into the chart today. I am going to use astro.com until we get the software. So I know I've been doing PowerPoint, so today I'm going to switch it up and actually go into the chart. And give me 1 second. Let me see here. Okay, let me see. Give me 1 second. Trying to hit the share. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see my screen. Peace and love, Marva. I'm trying to get the screen up and going. I don't know if you guys can see that. Trying to get into the chart. Let me see here. Okay. All right. Let me see. Okay. Can you guys see the screen? Let me know if you all can see this. Okay. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and get into it. All right. So first of all, definitely want to review last week's transit. We had, the solar eclipse take place on last Thursday, the annular solar eclipse, and this was an eclipse to really give you an opportunity. Everyone can ask for opportunity, but we cannot expect an outcome unless we put in the work. So we had the universe, the cosmos, the planets, the solar system, whatever you want to call it, the creator, give you another opportunity to go ahead and realign your life's purpose. The sun representing your purpose in your natal chart, for those who don't know that. The sun was actually aligning with the moon. He had a new moon last Thursday, and that was when the moon was in Gemini. So this was recommitment on top of a lot of mental energy. The sun is currently in Gemini right now, and what that means is when the sun is in Gemini, this is definitely a time where a lot of us are going through decision making, and this is an air sign, so we have a lot of intellect at this time, a lot of thoughts, a lot of different things that we're trying to make decisions about. And this can give off duality, dual energy, whether you are decisive or indecisive, making decisions to move ahead. You have the sun there in Gemini, meaning you don't actually desire to be tied down to the ground, to the earth. There's a lot of mental energy, so you like to go with the wind. And then you have Mercury here with the sun. So Mercury takes on a neutral role towards the sun, and it actually takes on the energy of the sun. So that's a lot of mental energy towards the will, trying to, definitely see what direction you're trying to go in. And Mercury, of course, is retrograde. So, is retrograde, until the 22nd. And it may actually be more potent for those who are actual Geminis and air signs. So with this Mercury retrograde, you got to definitely, realign with purpose. Okay, this is what this is uh, telling me as I look into the chart. This ring of commitment that took place on Thursday was definitely um, one for the ages, and you definitely want to reconsider if you're willing to put up the fight. Okay, you got an opportunity now that you have made a decision. It's time to go uh, on this path and put up another fight. And speaking of that, we'll get into that. I know you've probably seen the thumbnail, but we'll get into what that means. But you have Venus in Cancer, okay, in the seventh house. And when Venus is in Cancer, this is definitely a time where you could be feeling a lot of energy of nurturing and taking care of a spouse or significant other, holding dear to. You got that crab energy. You want to cling to that person, or maybe it's that business or trade or contracts or paperwork. But I'm really looking at the aspect of the romantic side, and this is that fear of being hurt. Okay, fear of being let down, and the love right here. You definitely want to give it a go, but the question is, will you actually move forward with it without that fear? As we make our way around the circle, you have Mars that just left Cancer. Mars is debilitated in Cancer. It doesn't really like to be in Cancer. You have a hot planet and a watery, emotional sign, and it can really, really give off some steam. Okay, so you definitely want to be thankful that Mars has made this transition out from Cancer into Leo. And with Mars entering into Leo, this gives you a stronger will, a stronger sense of will to go after those things that you truly desire. With Leo being ruling over the eighth house, you have the moon in Leo. Okay, so the moon just left the sun. The moon took on a perspective of the sun when it was close to the sun in its proximity. And now that it's growing away from the sun, it's beginning to grow in light. Now it's a shift from your heart's desire and your will to from the mental energy to connect it with your heart and emotions. Okay, what makes you emotionally satisfied and happy at this time? Uh, Again, what brings you that most desire and joy, joyous feeling? That's what you'll most likely go after this week. And you have Mars and the Moon, 1 and 2 degrees. Both of them, Mars conjunct the Moon, is definitely helping you to get that boost of energy. And you have Leo, fixed sign. So Mars and Leo in a fixed sign, you're going to actually stick in this cycle. You're going to fight for those heart's desires during this time. But you also have to factor in that Mars is opposed Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. So when it comes to your values, those things that you desire, you really need to try to get in alignment with those things your heart truly desire, because your values could be off. That's why it's a time to revisit that as you make this big commitment. You definitely don't want to commit to something that will definitely be destroyed. You have Capricorn is the builder, the master builder of the zodiac. So what are you building? What are you constructing in your life that will actually be worthwhile? That's the question. And what will you put your energy and action toward at this time? Right now, that's the current energy. And then you have Saturn, of course, you have Saturn, excuse me, in Aquarius. And Saturn in Aquarius is home. Saturn likes to be home. The original or traditional ruler of Aquarius, it is actually in a square to Uranus. And I liken this energy to Muhammad Ali and Norton. Okay, they actually fought 3 times, and that's what Saturn and Uranus is doing. This is the second fight. The first fight, Muhammad Ali lost. The second fight, he won. And then this is a question of the traditional views and values versus the new. With Saturn, it likes pattern, it likes commitment, it likes discipline, especially when it comes to finances, resources, and we're talking about institutions. So this is for the collective. But you have Uranus in Taurus, okay, and Uranus uh, has a different tilt than other planets. So it is a natural rebellious planet. It does its things differently than other planets. So this is a question of your values when it comes to people and groups and organizations, establishments, squaring off with those things that are of true value, that make you happy, that brings fun and joy into your life. Uranus and Taurus, while I'm flying over this, Uranus and Taurus is actually very strong, definitely giving the energy of you want to make sure that things are secure. You want to make sure that when it comes to food, land, resources, you are taking care of these things because as the inflation rate goes up, you definitely want to make sure that you have enough resources because a crisis can arise and this can stop the whole fight. Okay, you're fighting right now for the commitment of your life, and this could actually throw the fight off if you're not prepared during this time. You have the banks actually they have so much fiat that's currently in their system that they are rejecting CEOs and companies from making deposits and adding cash fiat to their banking system. And the Federal Reserve is actually not mandating that they take these Federal Reserve notes because of the inflation. They changed that requirement rule. So things are unstable when it comes to finances. This is a question of pay now or play later, or will you play now and pay later? So you definitely want to make sure that you are prepared through it all. And of course, when you look at the ascendant, you have Sagittarius on the ascendant, and the ruler of Sagittarius is in the third house of Jupiter. I'm sorry, of Pisces, and that's Jupiter in Pisces. And with Jupiter in Pisces, again, this is the traditional ruler of Pisces, so it's home. When it comes to, again, going back to this eighth house, those desires you've been thinking about, recommitting, reconnecting with those childhood things to build on something special, but you have your reserves. This is Mars, and it is actually making a harmonious aspect to Pisces, Neptune and Pisces. Neptune is home, so this is trying to get you to be more imaginative and creative in your thought patterns. Dream big, as Jupiter wants to expand your vision, okay, for those things you're trying to create. So don't think small, okay? You got to think of the big picture. And then actually, Jupiter is happy when it's at its second home. So it's actually a good time to expand that vision. Think big. If you need to do a vision board, if you need to do different things that'll help you get in that imaginative state or intuitive state, do those things. And on top of all of this, of course, Neptune in Pisces home is squaring the sun and Gemini. And this square, again, is dealing with the ideals, those fantasies that you're trying to create, because there's so many different thoughts that's popping in your head that can distract you. But again, the whole point of this is to be grounded this week. You have Thursday, you're going to have a grand T square. You're going to have a great square, a great fight. You have a Virgo moon. So you definitely want to be able to look out for tensions that's going to arise. Tomorrow, Monday, you're going to have this civil unrest type energy that's brewing, that's boiling up. And this Mars and Leo is actually setting the stage for what's to happen at the end of June, early July. So you definitely want to make sure you are fighting for the right cause and fighting for the right things and purpose at this time. I don't get distracted with a lot of these different things taking place. You have to not waste a lot of energy this time around. And with this Neptune and Mercury energy, that square, that is tough as well because you have a lot of information coming out, misinformation, disinformation that's coming out. So you want to be careful with not repeating and regurgitating things you hear instead of validating for yourself, verifying for yourself. As an example, you have this Neptune 23 degrees. You have a lot of information coming out about UFOs. Okay, and Pisces rule, belief systems and beliefs. So I don't know if they're trying to get everyone to buy into this whole UFO thing, but of course we know that there's many other planets. But a former member of the Pentagon has released a statement stating that there are UFOs dismantling and disabling a lot of the nuclear technology missiles that are used by the U.S. and actually shutting down their facilities. Okay, so and underneath that, you got Mercury retrograde, so you got to really try to unpack and uncover and see what's really being said. There's an article that was released by the New York Times. As an example, they talked about the fruit eaters on Mars, or the watermelons that grows on Mars. So, are they planning a takeover? You be the judge, and as you judge, I would definitely get prepared. We see Uranus in Taurus that creates unstable energy with a lot of the resources of the earth. So when it comes to Bitcoin, when it comes to land, unstable right now. I would definitely start stocking up and things of that nature just to be prepared. You see the inflation rates going up, so this is a perfect time to stock up and do those things. And this is a telltale sign of a foreshadow of what's to come later on this year. And a good movie to watch, or to connect this, is the what is it called? I'm trying to think of the movie now. Body Snatchers. You may want to look into Body Snatchers. Talked about the watermelons and things of that nature. Now it's all coming out, so you might want to get at a look. Check that out. So, in other news, we also have the North Node. Okay, the North Node is in Gemini and is retrograde. And when you have the North Node in Gemini, this is a fight for freedom. Okay, the Sun, Mercury, North Node, all in Gemini, and in the North Node in Gemini, obviously then you have the South Node in Sagittarius, the two opposing signs, reflecting the moonlight that's reflecting the sunlight. So the will right now is all over the place mentally, but now you're getting that action that you may need from balancing these mental energies. And now the North and South Node is reflecting that. So this is a fight for freedom versus the big time establishments. And as an example, you see in Baltimore, Fells Point, a lot of people are, a lot of business owners at Fells Point are actually threatening the quote unquote city officials and state officials of Maryland to not pay taxes because of the crime that's taking place. So this is a trend that's been taking place since last year, the ending of last year, the fight against big time corporations, against individuals. And if you are a nation of people, this would affect you differently for national astrology, but this is definitely foreshadowing of what's to come. And again, tomorrow, a lot of that bulled up energy will be there again. So let me ask, did anybody have any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay. Also, let's go back to this Uranus and Taurus. You have Uranus and Taurus. China. Let's look at China. China, or Neptune and Pisces. We talked about how Neptune was over this whole virus and ruled over the lungs, and they talked about how this all was started in a fish market and fish lab. Pisces is the fish. It also deals with deception. It also deals with duality. So more and more information is coming out about the origins of this whole start of the vaccines, the COVID, and things of that nature. And you see that right now China is taking a major hit. China, their semiconductors, their chips, their microchips, all of these things are being affected, which is actually tearing down their economy. They're being hit with sandstorms, weather storms. Buildings are collapsing. A lot of different things taking place over there right now. And it wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised if Big Brother, quote unquote, had something to do with it. And we all know about Biden and colluding with China, and there's a lot of information out on that. But this is exactly what's taking place with this misinformation that actually started from June 5th. We had Mars oppose Pluto, and it was a direct transit, direct aspect of opposition on June 5th. So this is actually what took place, and it's still taking place with the misinformation that's happening now. So I would definitely this week really try to balance your emotions with your actions. Don't let your emotions lead you. However, try to get in tune with your emotions and get your emotions under your will so that you can really have a clear picture, so that you can actually use that action fire energy that you have under your belt now to actually make things happen. This is a fight, and it's not going to be easy. This will be a fight. Whether you want to fight or not, this is a fight. If you don't fight, you're going to get hit anyway. So you have an opportunity to do what Muhammad Ali did, which was fight back. Okay, he actually fought the second time against Norton, and he won. Okay, and Saturn and Uranus will be squaring again for a third time this year coming up. But the question is right now, will you go with the old or will you bring in the new? Okay, or will there be a blend? Okay, it's all up to you right now as an individual, and then you're working with people on the same page to do it as a collective. But right now, this chart is shaped towards service. Okay, as the sun is diminishing and light, sun is setting, the moon is taking place. It's taking rise and taking leadership now, trading off the day lights for the night light. And then your night light, you definitely want to make sure that it's on the same page with your heart. Sun rules your heart. And then you have the sun here being the heart in its setting. Now it's time to let your emotions, really tap into those emotions, emote emotions, get everything moving. And you have action, that aggression that you need, that active energy that you need to actually help you get it accomplished. Okay. Let's pull a card for today. Okay. And we have the card of the day. I don't know if you guys can see this, is the Sybil. Okay, the Sybil is very, very, very telling of moon energy. This is the moon itself, and the moon is actually in Leo. This is balancing the light. Okay, you have the white. I don't know if you can see this. The white castle and the black castle. This is balancing two perspectives of the light. And right now, this is a learning period. This is learning how to fight. You see, she has a scroll in her hand. This is a mystery, a secret. This is a time to actually learn, get into the occult. Occult means hidden. It does not mean all spooky stuff. It means hidden. So actually get into higher learning and lessons of the occult. These things that can help you move forward and actually help you in this great fight that's taking place. And again, this is all about the emotions. Okay, the emotions, tapping into those emotions that will lead you to the answer. Okay, the answer you've been searching for is all within you. Okay, you don't need anybody else right now. Stop buying all these different packages. Stop buying all these different lessons, all these different things, books, you name it. You have all the tools and skills you need right now. Right now, you need to train. You need to discipline yourself. Muhammad Ali trained. You need to train. It's enough of this buying all these different things. You have everything it takes. Trust in yourself. Okay, now's the time. Any questions? Any question? Okay. All right. And I'm going to pull from another deck. This is the Archangel Animal cards. Okay. And here we have pulled the Raven. Okay. We have the Raven. With this Raven or Crow, okay, come from the same family. And the Raven and Crow, this is telling you to prepare for change. Okay. And that's been the theme throughout this whole entire lesson, and it's telling you to prepare for change. And also, crows are ruled by Saturn. Muhammad Ali was ruled by Saturn. Saturn is actually making a square against Uranus. So this is preparing for change, preparing for the next phase of your building block. What are you going to build and construct new? The crow takes you deeper into the mystic arts and the mysticism and the occult. So if you need to meditate, if you need to ground, if you need to start tapping into your psychic or clear abilities, now is the time to do that. You've been getting all of the signs. I'm definitely excited for everybody this week to definitely fight. And of course, be careful of how you fight. It's not always about the way things or how things are done. It's about, the mindset behind it. Okay, you can do it and try to cheat your way through, but you're only going to come back and repeat. So lay the foundation and keep it moving. Okay, keep moving to the next step. Don't worry about the outside crowd. Keep your head down and keep working. All right. So if there's no questions, I definitely am appreciative and grateful for everybody taking the time out to let me share what's going on in the cosmos with you. I'm definitely going to keep this up and keep it going every week, weekly astrology forecast. And stay tuned. We're going to do all of the zodiac signs for the tarot cards, and then I'm going to start bringing in the oracle cards as well. So you all have a great night. Peace and much love.